Sigma males are naturally rational thinkers. They prefer to make sense of the world using logic and reason rather than blind emotion. However, there are some things you can say to a Sigma male that will trigger him. As Sigma males can be pretty aloof and mysterious in their behaviour, it can often be hard for those on the outside to understand exactly what they should and shouldn't say to a Sigma male. Of course, every man is different, but there are definitely some things that you should steer well away from broaching with a Sigma male. To help in dealing with the Sigma males you encounter, here is the Bloke Box guide of things you should never say to a Sigma male. Number 13. Hurry up. Being lone wolves, it's easy to spot a Sigma by the way they work. They like to work alone and are happy to find any excuse out of a group project. Working by themselves allows them to work at their own pace, something that is incredibly important to a Sigma male achieving his best results. Sigmas don't react well to time constraints and pressures, and when they're hard at work, it's best to leave them to do so at their own pace, as rushing them will only frustrate them and make it harder for them to do what they know they have to do. Number 12. How's the weather? Questions about the weather, the weekends, or what you had for lunch might seem like the kind of casual small talk that everyone puts up with, but this is less true for Sigma males. Sigmas rarely have any interest in engaging in any kind of small talk such as this. They are naturally deep thinkers who love to get into dense and well-considered conversation rather than dance around superficial questions that aren't really backed up by any substance. When interacting with a Sigma male, it's best to avoid the chit-chat and get straight to the kind of meaty conversation that you'll both actually enjoy. Number 11. Speak up. Sigmas are introverted personality types by nature, meaning they don't like to make themselves the center of attention. While his cool and collected air might make him seem like he should be more outgoing, a Sigma male enjoys staying on the peripheries and acting more as an observer. Trying to coax him out of his perceived shell by asking him to speak up isn't going to yield any results other than annoying him. So it's best just to let a Sigma male choose when and how he wants to join in on social interactions and participate in the conversation. Number 10. Don't do that. Sigmas are both highly driven and fiercely independent. One thing they resent most in life is being told what not to do. This is because they think deeply and put a lot of effort into self-reflection. This gives them a clear and honest idea of their capabilities, and so they hate it when others who know them far less well than they know themselves jump to conclusions and tell them what they are and are not capable of. If you try to tell a Sigma male not to do something, chances are he's just going to be even more likely to do it. Number 9. What's the matter? Sigmas like to be self-reliant and don't often turn to those around them for advice or sympathy. While asking someone else what's the matter is usually a sign of good faith and an invitation to open up, it's often not a question that Sigma males react well to. Sigmas are well aware of the inner circle of people whom they genuinely trust, and if they do have a problem, they will surely turn to these trusted peers before sharing with a random stranger. It might seem like the nice thing to do, but don't be surprised if you don't get much response when asking a Sigma male to spill his secrets. Number 8. Tell me a bit about yourself. Sigma males are known for liking to stick to themselves. They don't make an effort to draw attention to themselves and have absolutely no concern for cultivating a sense of popularity. Sigmas share what they want to share, when they want to share it, and don't like questions that try to box them into a simplified description of themselves. They are complex people, and asking them to describe themselves would most likely lead to a reductive answer. In general, it's best to let a Sigma male show who he is through his behaviour rather than trying to understand him in simplified terms. Number 7. It's not your type of thing. Sigmas are complex and diverse in their thinking, and this often leads them to pursuing a wide and varied array of hobbies and interests. Sigma males can often be very surprising in the range of interests that they hold. Knowing one side of a Sigma male far from guarantees that you'll be able to predict his other sides, so it's best to never make any kind of assumptions. By telling a Sigma male, "Oh, that's not your kind of thing," you assume that you know all sides of his complex mindset. A Sigma male knows himself best of all, and he's usually the only authority who can predict what he will or will not enjoy. Number 6. Let it go. Sigmas are highly focused and determined individuals. They consider their goals carefully before setting their mind on something and can often display qualities of perfectionism when it comes to achieving what they've set out to achieve. Sigmas are true believers in getting back up every time you're knocked down and don't like to take no for an answer. Telling a Sigma male to let go of his goals just because he's experienced a setback is just a way of adding insult to injury. Sigmas know themselves well enough to understand that there's rarely an obstacle they cannot overcome. Number 5. Brighten up. As they are not the most social of creatures, Sigma males often are not in the habit of outwardly projecting their emotions. Instead, they tend to keep their emotional state as something inwardly displayed. This can sometimes have the unintended consequence of making the Sigma seem cold or emotionless to the outside world. Often, people may misinterpret the Sigma's stoic aura to mean that he's grumpy or disgruntled by something, and all too often, Sigmas are told to brighten up or smile more. This is really not necessary, as the likelihood is that the Sigma male is perfectly content. He is just keeping his emotions to himself. Number 4. You're overthinking. Sigmas are notorious for the thoroughness with which they think everything through. Talking to a Sigma male, it instantly becomes clear that they think a lot before they speak and like to approach a topic from every possible angle. To some, this highly analytical attitude may come across as overthinking, and Sigma males are indeed often told to stop overthinking. This is really the result of misinterpretation, however, as it's just the Sigma male's nature and not something he's really going to be able to stop. Number 3. You'll never make that happen. Sigmas are determined and focused, and when they decide they want to achieve something, you can generally bet that they are going to make it happen. They like to carefully consider their goals and don't walk into anything before they've worked out their best possible approach. What might seem unrealistic or unachievable to those observing is often well within the realms of achievability for the well-calculated Sigma male. It's best not to try to dissuade a Sigma male from making something happen, as the chances are you're just going to be proven wrong at the end of the day. Number 2. You should get out more often. As we've said, Sigma males are not known for being the most social of people. In fact, what distinguishes them from the rest of society is that they operate outside the framework of the traditional dynamics of the social hierarchy. Instead, they are lone wolves who choose to stick to themselves and walk their own paths. While they can, of course, enjoy social interactions, they choose when to socialize with great care and often do so sparingly. It's best to avoid trying to coax a Sigma male into being more social, as the chances are he would not enjoy it. A Sigma male will tend to only show up to something if he knows he'll enjoy it. If you're finding this guide on what not to say to Sigma males useful, please head down and take a second to give this video a like. Liking our videos and subscribing to the channel goes a long way to helping us grow and allows us to keep making content like this. Now on to the number 1 thing you should never say to a Sigma male. Number 1. Do as you're told. One of the best known characteristics of the Sigma male is his absolute dedication to his own independence. Sigmas hate being told what to do and spend much of their lives doing whatever they can to avoid the paralysis of conforming. They have no interest in popularity, pleasing others, or hopping onto trends. In fact, there's nothing more aggravating to a Sigma male than being instructed on what to do, and is one of the top ways you can be sure to annoy him. Sigmas perform best when left to their own devices, and don't mesh well with overbearing figures of authority. In order to get the best results out of a Sigma male, it's wise to leave him be and hold off telling him to do as he's told. Thanks for watching this video on what not to say to Sigma males. We hope you enjoyed it, and you can check out the rest of the Bloke Box channel for similar content unpacking all things Sigma male.